This is Texas in mid-May. The North American wheat harvest has just begun, and by the time it's finished in October, these combine harvesters and several hundred others will have chewed their way north for 2,000 miles to the Canadian prairies. It's the biggest farming operation in the world, and it must be the most important too. For these days, East-West grain agreements have become as significant as nuclear treaties. As the Texas green ripens to yellow, combine crews, they call themselves contract or custom cutters, converge from every wheat state in the West, from Montana and the Dakotas, from Wyoming and Nebraska, from Kansas and Colorado. Rumbling down from Oklahoma comes a convoy of 20 vehicles, trucks, combines, pickups, caravans. The boss, the owner of the whole circus, is Dale Starks. He first made this journey 27 years ago with a bank loan and one second-hand combine. He's been coming back every year ever since. Today, Dale Starks owns 9 combines, and they'll be contract cutting for the next 7 months. 5 on wheat, 2 on maize. Wheat has been with us since at least the time of Abraham, but it's never been a crop native to North America. It's been on these western plains for less than a century. The grain ripens with the migration of the summer sun. The ripening heat creeps northward at an average rate of 12 miles a day, an archipelago of wheat from Texas to Canada. The combine crews will follow it all the way. At the first farm in Texas, the year's first contract for Dale Starks, he and his crew set up base camp.
Pull on in and get right through there.
The combines are unloaded, the season begins. He's recruited 16 men, his harvest hands, to drive the combines and trucks. But first they must get their machines rigged, engines tuned, innards adjusted. They must check tensions, tires and bearings. They must grease, oil and fuel up. All over northern Texas, it's much the same. Hundreds of combines preparing for the assault.
Okay, wait a second.
I'll send you some tires from...
Dale is manager, master mechanic and team coach. His wife, Margie, helps the wives get their caravans into place. She deals with the domestic details, Dale with the mechanical.
Yeah, I told you to come over, but you wouldn't do it. Back off.
70 twin screw, you want an air compressor belt.
Yeah, and bring an extra power steering pump drive belt.
A few of the men are old hands at the work, but many of them are only 18 or 19 years old and have never driven a combine before. Some are here for the money. Some because they want to try something new, like Tom Kirk.
Oh, it's something as a kid I've always seen and always wanted to do. It just got to the age where I could, and I got the opportunity to do it. Eventually I'll settle down, but, you know, I've got enough to do and enough time to see different places before I have to settle down. There's going to be a lot of times when you're just really down, doing the same thing over and over, but it's going to change, and we got a really good crew, and everybody working here is they're just terrific people.
It takes a couple of days to get everything ready. Only then is the time for a relaxed meal in Dale and Margie's trailer home, before the real work begins tomorrow.
Tony should be here just any time.
Every January, Dale advertises for his crew. They come from all over, cities, farms, factories, colleges. There's Tom, Rich, Chuck, Gary, Clyde, Kokomo, and Leroy. Some are married to Tina and Kathy, Barbara and Darlene. Only at meals did we ever see Dale without his Stetson. The next morning, the real work, cutting, begins. These machines weigh 10 tons. They cost £23,000 apiece, have automatic gears, power steering, two-way radio, and air-conditioned cabs. Each combine can harvest enough wheat in 1 hour to keep the average 4-person family inbred for 40 years. The experienced hands lead the way. For the others, there's a quick lesson or two from Dale.
It seems like the left end is a little low and the right end's kind of holding up a little, isn't it? We'll run that reel just a little faster. That'll help lay that stroke back a little better. Right now, in normal conditions, we'd be running too fast, but until it gets to feeding a little better, why, it'll be all right. Okay, if you want to get down and get in the driver's seat, I think I can just slip out and let you ride down here.
Richard Resley's last job was in a wire factory. He's never handled a combine before.
Now, see your drill rows to keep from what we call overdriving. See that spider right there in front of you? Yeah.
They must learn quickly and well. An accident, a combine with, say, a large stone caught in its guts, can be out of action for days. So in selecting his crew, Dale's got to be something of a psychologist.
You just interview enough people that you get them down to what you think you got a good enough material to start with. Is about what it amounts to. We don't worry too much about them. I take a green operator and I might ride around the field one time for him, and if he's kind of wanting to do it, we don't run into too many problems. You got to get out there and be able to operate it without thinking about what you're doing, and then you can come near operating it. You take a beginner, he's all tense, and if he watches his height, it's kind of hard for him to drive. And if he watches his driving, it's hard for him to watch his height. It's hard for him to think about 3 or 4 things all at the same time.
The West is a country of sudden summer storms, which in a few minutes can wipe out a small fortune in standing grain. So a farmer with thousands of acres of wheat wants it harvested the moment it's ready. But few farmers can afford the large fleets of combines they'd need to do the job themselves. Hence, contract cutting. In those first few days, the new hands like Richard wonder if they'll stick the pace. Will Dale stick them?
Well, the only way that he'll get rid of me is tell me to leave. You know, I'm not going to leave on my own. You just can't find more refreshing work, you know? You know, working in factories and shops and just... This is a wholesome business, you know? Fresh air and everything.
And a bit of traveling too.
Yeah, I can't wait to get up Montana and Canada up in there. That's where I want to get.
Driving one of these things isn't easy. The danger comes as soon as a driver merely thinks he's got it all buttoned up. It only takes a moment of overconfidence. By the very first evening, 2 of the combines are out of action. One driver, swinging too wide on a corner, buckles his cutting bar on a concrete post. And right alongside, another driver has got his problems, young Tom.
I seem to have run a rock through this machine. It wasn't any little rock. And when you run rocks through the machine, there's certain parts that aren't built to take it. Well, I'm going to hear about it for the next couple of days, starting right about now.
This ain't that rocky. You're just driving too fast. All of them.
We're supposed to run beneath the ridges.
Well, how many shafts you got bent?
This one for sure, and it could be 2 more.
Well, what about the front one?
Pat said it'd take the 3rd one off.
It's bent. You can see it from here. Look at there.
Yeah.
See how it's binding on the bearings? Feel it?
Yeah.
Where's your rock?
Up front.
Oh, man.
Tom, who only yesterday was so confident.
You're moving. You can't control it that fast. That's your problem. Yeah, you're just moving faster than what you can operate it. You just have to slow up to a speed where you can operate it.
Yeah, well, I thought it would.
No, you can't operate it.
Quite apart from the cost of repairs, Dale reckons he loses about $20 or £10 for every hour a machine is out of action. And now 2 will be out for at least a day.
Where the grain drill hasn't been, you haven't got no business with a combine.
Right.
And that's where you... I don't know. You got a little damage also to the cutter bar.
That was bent when I first put it in. When we first put it in.
Talk about it. Got your pencil? 260.
From a mobile office, his pickup truck, Dale calls a local dealer.
Think you might have one? I wonder if you could have Dallas. Could you get one out of Dallas yet this evening? Oh, why not? 4:30. Kind of banker's hours, huh? Yeah. Gosh, you guys must be making so much money you don't have to run long hours. Well, we'll repair it and get it back on and get him to going, but I'd like to have a new one to put on anyway. Thank you. That John, he's something. Well, I guess we're going to have to straighten that thing out. There's no way we can get a new one. For a day or two anyway.
I've got a reel that's broken, boys, the boss he did inquire. But we didn't stop for a new one, boys, we used some baling wire and we patched it. We roll these combines on. We'll roll 'em until midnight, boys, and roll 'em until dawn. If it don't get damp tonight, boys, we'll keep a plugging on, just keep it moving. We roll these combines on. I'll roll this damned old combine, boys, from Texas to Dakota. And if the harvest's good, boys, I'll roll her even further to Montana. We roll these combines on.
Move one up, Chuck, so we can get you on the go. Yeah, Chuck, you're a little too far ahead.
By June, the noon temperatures are into the high 90s. Advancing north along a 400-mile front are the combines. The Massey Fergusons, the John Deeres, the Alice Chalmers, the Cases, the New Hollands, the Whites, the Internationals. Thousands of combines slowly churning their way north. By now, the heat and the hours, anything up to 18 hours a day, are beginning to tell.
Oh, my lady lives down on the fork of a river. The combines keep moving and I miss her so. And I wait for the day when the work is all done. The fields look like oceans, long hours in the sun. So hot in the morning, so lonely at night, sleeping alone in a broken down trailer. The fields, they seem bigger and longer each day. Soon I will see you, I'll see you again.
Every 3 or 4 weeks, Dale and his crew break camp, pack up, and get ready to drive on to the next farm, their next contract. And that's another 300 or 400 miles to the north.
Right there. Whoa. Cut it back. Whoa, right there.
It takes a couple of days to get everything stowed and secure. Then they hit the road. Margie, Dale's wife, is secretary, accountant, chief cook, and proxy mother to the young bachelors. With so many calls on her time, she has to be very organized.
You never let anything go undone till tomorrow. You keep everything done up today that you possibly can, because I may get a meal started and he'll radio me and he's broke down. I may have to drive from 50 to 100 miles after some part. So I have to plan my meals so that I have food on hand that I can get ready in a hurry, as well as meals that take longer. And you just have to put yourself on a schedule. You don't really have too much time for yourself, but I don't have the time I'd like to have to maybe go and visit. The people we work for now, it seem like the women, we never have time to visit with one another, or maybe just go shopping for an afternoon. It'd be kind of nice just to do that.
Are you glad at the end of the season when it's all...
Right. You bet. Get to relax a little bit. Get to be home with my grandchildren. Spoil them.
The route runs north across the plains. Once, not much more than 100 years ago, most of this country was written off by the surveyors and map makers as the Great American Desert. Today, although the machines are bigger than ever, they plough and plant in strips. The wheat or its stubble are windbreaks against erosion. On any given strip, they only plant every second year, so they use 2 years' rain to grow 1 year's crop. By midsummer, Dale and his crew are into northern Kansas. They've put 600 miles behind them since Texas.
1 to 8, Terry, do you read? Oval 8, do you read? You need to bring your truck on down here. They're cutting over here on the north side now.
Hey, we're trying to get hold of you. Ask you where you want us to take them to.
Yeah, just move on over here. How much of a load have you got on?
2 or 3 more combines at least.
Yeah, well, come on over here and get in this center aisle here and go east and be ready to pick them up on the go.
Some of the farms are so big that Dale has to divide his crew. He may drive 100 miles a day, just commuting between one team of combines and the other. Margie brings the lunch out, and if Dale isn't around, she doesn't say too much if the men stop their machines for a few minutes. Dale would not approve. With him, you take your lunch on the go. But Margie's more concerned with your digestion.
Monday or Tuesday. You're ready for some lunch? You ready for another one, David? Okay.
Sometimes, to give a man a break, his wife takes over on a combine. According to Dale, the girls are usually a little slower, but a lot more careful. They start very young out west.
That I'd rather be outside than inside. It's a little hard on him because it's so hot and everything. That's why I'd rather have him riding the combine, except for just a little while when it's let him out and run around a while. I like to drive it. It's really fun, It's air conditioned and everything. And the only thing about it is you have to watch everything. You have to watch your table height. That's lowering it, upping it. When you go down a little dip, you have to be sure to keep it up, not dig in the dirt. And your variable speed, you can slow it up if the wheat's a little tough or a little thick. And you have to watch your water temperatures and your oil pressure and things so it don't burn it up. And then you have to watch your grain bin so you don't run it over. And watch for rocks. That's one main thing. But after you do it a while, it becomes more natural. And you have to change your sickles and your sections. You have to grease it and diesel it up. That's the dirty part about it. But other than that, it's just really fun.
For most of the hands who only a couple of months ago had never driven a combine, the novelty has long gone.
It gets to be a long day when you start at 9 in the morning and combine till 1 at night. That radio really helps. You get a good station and you just rock and roll all night.
Wearing some cool summer wear. You'll love the sunshine when you're wearing a colorful halter, Tom. You can own one for only $2. Keep cool, give your summer budget a treat now. At Penny's Ladies Wear, 329 South Broadway. 93 now, we're looking for a high today of 102. Here's a little something for you. Hope it'll cool you off a bit.
I guess it was yourself you were involved with.
All day and a good deal of the night, the trucks shuttle between the combines and the grain elevators. With all 9 combines on the go, they'll be delivering 80 or 90 tons every hour. From the elevators, the wheat starts its journey to Kansas City, or Calcutta, Chicago, Leningrad, or Liverpool. There's a forecast of rain, so there's a race to get finished before the storm comes in. You can't cut wet straw, you can't store damp grain, but if it keeps dry, you can cut all night. Seven miles away, a meal is prepared for the bachelors. Margie's day is as long as anyone else's.
My day starts about 6:30 in the morning and ends about midnight at night.
And you keep that up for how many months?
Close to 7 months, from the middle of May until the 10th of December.
And do you go to sleep for the other 5 months?
No, sure don't.
What do you do?
Well, we have a farm, so we keep busy. We have cattle, and so therefore we're busy with them.
They call them mobile homes, never caravans. The Starks is 60 feet long with a fair-sized bedroom, separate bathroom and a living room with fully equipped kitchen.
I have a 30-inch stove with a 30-inch oven, so I can get a large roaster in there. And the double sinks, which are stainless steel, and it doesn't take much time to keep. And the dishwasher, and then a large refrigerator, and with the freezer, and then I also have a large upright freezer besides.
You've got more in here than most people in Britain at any rate have in their own homes. And you've also got blenders and coffee machines and toasters.
4-slice toaster. And almost an instant coffee maker. I think it takes like 10 minutes.
And the whole caravan, the whole mobile home is air conditioned?
Right. It has refrigerated air.
The evening storm just missed them, so tonight they'll be able to cut until Dale decides to call a halt, and that may not be much before 2 a.m. The chuck wagon winds down its windows and dinner is served.
Yeah, I do.
Brad, you pretty hungry?
Yeah.
Can I have some of that?
No.
I need a truck up here back. My bin's running over. I'm at the southeast corner.
It's a long night. Dale wants to get finished, packed up, and on the road again to the next contract. This is the longest haul of the season, a 4-day drive north to Montana, by road nearly 900 miles.
Started out in Texas, didn't know a thing. Left a pretty little gal with a wedding ring. Said I'd see some country, all I see is wheat. Said I'd get to be a man, but all I got was heat.
KRV 620, all 8 all units. I'm going down a real steep hill here now. You better back off and take her easy. Might jackknife on you.
They said I'd get some lovin' somewhere along the way. When the wheat is ready, it's 18 hours a day. Started out in Texas with money on my mind. Did a lot of talking to run that big combine. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-o-to-the-o. Up in the early morning, always on the go.
With their heavy loads, the trucks can't average much more than 30 miles an hour. With meal stops and fueling, that's about 300 miles a day. After 3 days on the road, Dale looks pretty tired, but he'd never admit it.
No, not really. No, I'm not tired.
What's it take to make you tired?
About 24 hours. No, I'm not really tired.
Do you think some of the hands are tired?
No, they shouldn't be. They haven't went that far yet.
Well, you've been driving 12 and 14 hours a day for the last 3 days.
Oh, that shouldn't bother them any. They need about 18 hours.
Eating.
Wheat's about ready.
Getting pretty tired, morale is getting down. Be glad when it's all over and getting back to town. Think I'll throw a party and really hang one on. Then go back to Texas, that's where I belong. Oh, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yay.
The last truck is often 3 or 4 miles behind Dale in the lead. Here, the last driver thought he was lost, made a U-turn, and got stuck on the verge. It had been raining, and his trailer's bogged up to the axles.
Wouldn't have happened if I'd been here. God damn, typical bunch of harvesters is all I can tell you.
This is the day I'd like to be just a plain old housewife.
By now, getting the combines off their trailers, rigged and ready to go, is a smooth, familiar operation. They're off and cutting within a few hours of pulling into the Montana farm. The local radio station comes in before the machine is even put into gear. The farmer has nearly 2,000 acres under wheat. He and the Starks are old friends.
I think it's either 24 years or 25 years that I've had them. And you can't beat them. They're the cream of the cutters, and I'm mighty glad to get them. They're a little bit more particular than the average cutter, and they do me a real good job.
When you say particular, in what way?
Well, they cut low, they cut just the way I want it cut. And they do a good job of separating the straw from the wheat. He hires pretty good help, and I really appreciate this. Of course, being kind of fussy myself, and I know that he is, why it makes a big difference. They're fine folks, real fine people. I'm just even proud to know them.
Bring your auger a little farther forward there, Kathy.
Dale is always preoccupied in watching, coaching, chivying. His horizon is immediate, the hydraulics on some combine which are playing up, the weather, today's cut acreage. He doesn't have much time left to consider his place in the wider economic scene. For American wheat isn't just a crop, it's become a whole world system. It starts on the plains of Texas, or Kansas, or Montana. It ends in the chapatis of Bombay, the pastas of Turin, in the breakfast toasters of Dundee. Wheat trains converge on ports a continent apart, from Hudson Bay to the Gulf of Mexico. The Chicago Board of Trade is the nervous center of the whole system. Here, millions of tons of wheat are bought or sold or rerouted in the course of a morning, on a shout or a wave of a hand. If it's wheat you want, the world's supermarket is orchestrated in America. By September, Dale Starks and his crew have moved on, over the Canadian border and onto the prairies of Saskatchewan. Here, the country is bigger, wider, emptier than ever. This far north, the first frosts come early, and so the system of harvesting is rather different. The farmers are out before the combines even arrive. They cut the crop before it's mature. Once it's cut, it'll go on ripening on the ground, but for some reason, early frosts won't damage it. This particular crop isn't wheat. Believe it or not, it's canary seed. The budgies and canaries of New York City, or London for that matter, get through a railroad wagon full of birdseed every day. Once the crop has ripened on the ground, the combines arrive with special pickup gadgets up front. Like vacuum cleaners, they drone along the windrows, and their metallic digestive systems do the rest. By now, the crew is running short-handed, so Margie takes over on one of the machines. Dale taught Richard to drive that first day in Texas 5 months ago. By now, he's one of the best drivers in the crew. Like most farm work, driving a combine isn't well paid. With bonuses at the end of the season, you'll make about $700 a month and have to pay for your food. Richard and his wife have mixed feelings about the roving life, especially about the long hours.
Here in Canada, we worked several nights till 4:30 or so.
Several? That's all you work?
Like the first day we got here, we've been driving for what, 3 days, 2 days. We got here and unloaded the combines, put the tables on and everything. We thought we was getting ready for the next day. We was out in the field at 7 o'clock, went until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Do you look back on it, on the last 5 months, as something that's been worthwhile?
Oh, yeah. Every time I finish a field, I feel I've accomplished something. Every time you go in a field and it's full of wheat, you know, and it's all standing up, and you get it cut and look back and it's all smooth, it's a sense of accomplishment. You know,
but you have some doubts, Tina, don't you?
You mean about harvest? Yeah. It's just not what I want. But I always don't get what I want. There's nothing for women to do, nothing. Sit in the trailer and get fat, like what I've been doing. Since I've been in Canada, I've been getting fatter by the minute. I want a house. You know, most women do. It's just not for me. I don't like it.
In the shortening days of the prairie autumn, it's always a race to stay ahead of the weather, the coming cold. Now, after 5 months, there's only 1,000 acres left, and if it stays dry and they have no breakdowns, they might just get finished by 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow morning.
There's a bunch of them, isn't there? Sure is. Heading south. Now that's a sign of cold weather's coming in.
The cold weather did move in. The first light flakes of winter drifted down at 5 o'clock in the morning. They finished the final cut only an hour before. For once, they sleep late, then load the combines for the last time. Dale is never a man of many words. If anything, they seem to get even fewer as the season ends. How's it been from the wheat season?
Oh, wet. Muddy in the south.
Not as good as you'd have hoped.
No, we're we're way down on acres. We're way down on acres. Yeah.
And at the end of 5 months, that's really all he had to say. And Margie, she longs to get home, but she'll be back again.
Oh, I suppose so. He keeps telling me every year, just 2 more years, and that was about 10 years ago he started telling me that. I think it kind of gets in your blood. You're kind of like gypsies.
It took them all day to get packed up. Then, in the evening, they turned out onto the highway. But this time, they were going south for nearly 2,000 miles. Going home.